Father Yogendra Kapoor is also on the telecast. So is Sharad Kohli. Sharad Kohli, coming to you about how India needs to divest itself when dealing with world economies, when dealing with various countries in different continents, and how do we get the best of all worlds in signing these trade deals, these comprehensive deals, preferential agreements. Several of these conversations, communication that is at various levels, and how can two countries be mutually benefiting from the deals and the agreements that then become the norm in the coming years?
Good evening, Megha. Good evening to my fellow panelists and NewsX viewers. I think the slogan which goes to answer your question in 2 words is India first. I think this new India now looks after its interests first. Whenever we sit down to sign a deal with any part of the world, in fact, the deal with the US is in the limbo because US wants a free entry of agri and dairy, and which we definitely cannot allow. So this India prior to 2014, I'm sorry if I'm sounding political, so be it. I don't care because there is a difference. If there is a date which matches with a certain political establishment, then so be the case. Well, prior to 2014, this is how we used to be. Sir, whatever you say. By the way, the meaning of sir is slave, I remain. That's what sir means, SIR. So we were dealing with other countries with folded hands. Whatever you say, sir, we agree. But I'm glad that ever after this government came, the whole stance has changed now. We know our structure of economy. We cannot allow goods which harm our economy. For example, agriculture. For example, dairy. A classic example is they wanted us to import fodder which had meat. They wanted our cattle to be served meat. We cannot allow that. They wanted us to, when I say they, I meant the US. Let me not mince around the words. They wanted genetically modified crops. We cannot allow. So I think the motto and the slogan of negotiations of this new India is, we will keep our country first. And the biggest slogan of them all, Megha, is that today the world needs India more than India needs the world. In the last 11 years, that's a paradigm shift which has taken place. We used to need the world at all times. Today, from defense to agri, we've become food sufficient. We are perfectly secure vis-a-vis food. We don't need anybody's help. But there are countries in the so-called, I'm putting in inverted commas, in the so-called developed world, today they need us more than that. So as far as India and UK are concerned, I think UK has, I'm glad it will have to step out of the colonial past. If the negotiations of the deal is being happening with a colonial background, nothing is going to work out. We have left UK behind. They were the 5th largest. We overtook them ages ago. We are now the 4th largest. We are growing faster. We are growing at 7%. They are barely growing. So I think the deal and negotiations are happening in that backdrop. And when it comes to textiles, when it comes to leather, when it comes to chemicals, when it comes to engineering goods, when it comes to garments, apparels, I think we have a lot. And the target between India and UK by 2030 is 120 billion. This categorically shows that UK as of today, I'm not sounding negative, please don't get me wrong, but UK as of today is not witnessing new investments coming. When I say new investments, I mean capital investments. When in that scenario, when your 70 million population needs goods, where does it get from? The only choice is you import from countries who can supply to you cheaper. I think that is the only way. So which is why I say UK needs India more than India needs UK. So in that backdrop, the deal would be happening. We have crossed $825 billion of exports. And besides this, Mega, with 20 million, 2 million population of Indian origin over there, I think if you see the rich list of UK today, you will find so many people of Indian origin over there. And we should not forget that a lot of rich people over the last 2 years have left UK. So UK basically is draining itself out in that scenario. And keeping in mind the storm caused by US, I think this deal becomes absolutely imperative for both India and UK. I think, as I said earlier, I would like to reiterate, Megha, just allow me to say, US has brought rest of the world together in expediting such deals quicker than they would have happened otherwise, Megha.